This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
It's the first game of the season. It's Braintree at home, and this is Paddy Harwood. Welcome to Fanzone.
Hi mate, okay?
Yeah, cheer up, bloody hell, it's Fanzone, come on. What is your prediction for this season and for today?
For today, I think we'll win. I think we couldn't have an easier start than today. I think we're fortunate that we're going to be sticking Fond up front. He can probably get away with it against Braintree. Going forward, we do need more quality. Hopefully Norwood and Garner coming in will help that. For the season, ideally I'd like us to be cemented in the top 4 or 5, but I do share similar reservations at what you had, that if he gets off to a bad start, there will be a bit of a Pete Wild clamour from some fans, and it's just hoping that the board don't react to it. I do think he's probably the best man, Mellon, to get us out of this league. So I'm going to put my neck on the line and say 4th.
With a playoff win?
No.
And what you said the score today, mate? Sorry.
I think we'll probably get 2-3-0 today.
Right, 2-3-0 from the Oldham athletic contrarian himself, Paddy Harwood. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
No problem, buddy. Cheers.
Dave Bradley, Fanzone. I'm here with, what's your name, pal?
Mike.
Mike, what? You're world famous now because you're on the Boundary Park alert system.
Say again, sorry.
What's your last name?
Dutton.
Right. Prediction for the season and prediction for today.
Prediction for the season, I'm going to go bold and say we are going to go back into the Football League this year. Maybe not win the league, but I think certainly the playoffs. Prediction for today, I'm going to go 3-0.
Who's going to score?
Oh, I don't know.
Fonda Patrick?
Yeah, let's go for that. Fonda Patrick. It's the first time I've been back to Boundary Park in a long time, so...
What's brought you back?
Well, I've lived away from Oldham for the past 20 years, so today it's
You're back to Mecca then, the Mecca that is Oldham Athletic.
Yeah, my first game was in 1989 against Scarborough when we won 7-0.
All right, okay. Let's hope you bring us some luck then, mate. Thanks very much, cheers.
No worries.
Hello and welcome to the Boundary Park alert system, the first proper one of the season, although it's episode 3 now. And for the first time in 5 seasons, we can kick off the podcast season with a win, a home win. Dave, when was the last time we won at home on the opening day of the season?
It was Millwall at home, 4-3, 2008.
Wow. First of all, I can't believe that was 2008. I remember that game very well. It was, the Millwall fans were in the small enclosure of the Rochdale Road, and we were in the big enclosure. It was a bit fruity between the exchanges between the fans that day, but it was a cracker. Obviously, that's the dulcet tones, the erogenous tones of sexy Dave Bradley there.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, good. Nice to see a bit of sexy football on a sexy Saturday on a sunny day at Boundary Park, and a lovely win.
It seemed that all 2 of the Fanzone interviews that you did before the game, Dave, obviously you were very busy with other stuff like parenting. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt there, Dave, in that respect. But both fans that you spoke to seemed pretty confident that yesterday would be a walk in the park, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I felt in the fans bar, I was talking to a few people, but a couple of them were a bit too drunk to do Fanzone, so I was just like, and they were amazed by my sexiness, so they were just wanting to get to know sexy Dave. But there was a bit of nervousness because a lot of people were mentioning Hendon and how we thought it was going to be a walk in the park. We'd not won at home under Mellon for a long time, and I think it was just like the relief, like they wanted to win, and I just think it was a good atmosphere, but everyone was just a bit more reserved with their expectations a little bit this season before the game yesterday. But yeah, can't ask for what the team did, can we?
No. So I was, Andy's on holiday, which is why he's not here. I'm not sure which luxury resort he's on, but I presume he's, with ambassadors.
Checkers. He's at Checkers with Farage.
I don't think that's where you find Farage. But anyway, let's move on from that subject rather quickly. But one that just reminded me though, because I got a message on Twitter from Chris. I think it's Chris Brogan, but he messaged my personal account, and I've since deactivated it because I'm sick of it. So I couldn't check his name. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Brogan. And he asked me to wish Finlay an happy 18th birthday. So I'm going to do that because he's been listening to the pod since it started, Finlay. So we've been with him through his through his teenage years, now into adulthood, which is nice. So happy birthday, Finlay. And that's that done now. I don't have to worry about that. And I would like to bring in this week's fan guest who joined us on relative short notice. It was good because I could remind him yesterday because he stands right next to me at the game. He's been on before. It's Adam Kershaw. Welcome to the podcast again, Adam.
Morning, guys.
Can you rate me, Adam? Yeah.
A bit of a delay.
Are you in Australia?
Yeah, feels like it. Yeah, there is a massive delay on my end, Matt.
There's a massive delay on your end. Yeah. Have you? It could be. Are you on Bluetooth headphones? All the way down under.
He's froze now. I'd ask him to log out and log back in. He's fine.
I'm going to pause this recording now, and then the listeners will never know. Okay, so this week's fan guest is back again. It's Adam Kershaw. Welcome back to the podcast, Adam. How are you?
Very well, Matt. Very well. All the better for yesterday, but yeah, good to be back. Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. How were you feeling prior to the game? Were you nervous? Were you confident?
I don't know if I was confident because I think, like Dave alluded to in the build up, then that. I think as expectations have been tempered a little bit and underplayed, I think Micky Mellon's done a pretty perfect job of that, to be fair. So I don't know what I was expecting. I was hoping for a win, but being an Oldham fan, first day of the season, I'm not expecting much, to be honest with you. So yeah, it was really good.
I think that was the thing. I mean, it was we alluded to it when we were talking to Micky and Darren in the first episode about leaving our experiences behind, carrying through that kind of like, oh well, it's Latics, it's first game of the season, trying not to carry that into the stadium with us. And I think on the whole, I think we did that really well as a fan base. I thought it was a fresh start, everyone was up for it, and like Mellon said, it was about the team. I have to give you something to cheer about, and it was just the perfect start to the season, really. I mean, we can't really complain. But let's have a listen to Micky Mellon's interview. Dave, you chatted with him after the game. Let's see how Micky found the opening game.
Micky, boundary park alert system. You said you wanted a gritty, clever game management performance, and through the other lads in the podcast today was exactly that, wasn't it? It was really assured win, wasn't it? There wasn't a point where we looked like we were struggling at all, was it?
No, I agree, but I will say, even though we were pleased and we hit a level of performance that enabled us to get a result, and that's great. We will get better. We will improve. There'll be different games. They're a difficult team to play against. But all credit to the players. We found a way of scoring goals and getting a result, and that's really important. And all over the season, we want to continue doing that.
From goalkeeper to defence to midfield, which I thought the midfield today was absolutely outstanding. We were battling for everything, weren't we?
That's what we want. We said that that's the type of team that we want to try and build here. We want to build a team that represents the supporters properly and they know that they're going to put a shift in and that they can run. We wanted to build a team that can run. At times we felt that the pitch was a wee bit too big for us in the past, but not anymore. I've got some good athletes, and as you've seen the boys that come off the bench, they can continue that. And I've still got some handy lads that weren't available today to come into the group. So we're off to a good start, so we're pleased with that.
Are you pleased with the clean sheet? Because the defence looked excellent, didn't it, today?
Yeah, but you see how desperate they are to try and do that. We are brave at times. We trust the three of them to get on with things, and we will play the wing backs very, very high, which sort of opens you up to turnovers a little bit if you haven't got the athletes that we have, or the guys that are competent like we have. So no, they did a really, really good job.
Thanks, Micky. Well done.
Cheers,
today.
guys. Cheers.
Did you mention the fact that you'd predicted us to finish 11th to him yesterday, Dave?
He said, "Are you the lad who said 11th?" And I went, "Yeah." He went, "We'll see." And that was it. I think just give me a wry smile, but I was like, "Yeah, we will, won't we?"
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
So yeah, he was on good form. He was still very much like, don't get carried away. This is only one game, and I think he knew it. He didn't say it, but he knew that Braintree weren't the test he probably wanted at the very start of the season. But to get on the board, that was what it was all about. But you know, you can only beat what's in front of you, can't you? A lot of people were still going, "Oh, it's Braintree, and we should have beaten 5-0." But Effiong and Akindi up front, they are good good strikers, and they were causing a few problems at parts of the game. But Manny Month and Hobson and Raglan looked very, very, very assured at the back. Like they've been playing for ages. But the bit for me in that game was when Regan Ogle tackled that lad in about the first 3 minutes. It was a proper get that ball back, and he absolutely smashed the ball against that player. Well, for a throw-in, but that's what you want to see, that get stuck in, because I thought he was outstanding, Ogle, yesterday. I thought he was
You know what I like about him? I like the way that when he's running at speed, the way that his mullet just like trails behind him like a horse. That's majestic. That's the main thing. But yeah, I think
that's the main thing.
That's the main thing. Absolutely, that's the main thing. It was nice to see that balance, wasn't it? Having Ogle on the right, who's a very different type of wing back to Jez on the left, but both really, really solid performances and something different to worry about on each side. You've got the trickiness of Jez and the pace, and Ogle, like those long diagonal balls and trying to head those balls back into the box. And like you said, the big tackles and then the long throws, like whoa, hang on a minute. We didn't have any of these threats last season. We had a debut goal from Charsley, debut goal from Jez. We had a goal from Fondop. So we had good debut performances. Adam, out of the debutants yesterday, who impressed you most? Or give us a rundown of your view of all of them, if you like.
I thought Regan Ogle and Jez, particularly yesterday, were outstanding. When it got announced we signed a right back yesterday, you wouldn't know he's a right back. It's literally him and Jez were probably the most forward players at most times of the game. They were playing almost as like proper wingers, so high and wide. It was really, really good to see. But I think with that back three now, like Hobson, Raglan and Month, you've really got the kind of firm foundations that we can really build on, because you don't need those two players to drop in. And with all due respect to Mark Kitchen, I don't think we're going to see an awful lot of him this season starting, because he does drop too deep. He doesn't provide that attacking outlet that clearly Mellon wanted when he spent the past kind of second half of last season telling us he knows what good looks like and this isn't it. It's nice to finally see what good looks like, because honestly, I was doubting him at times last year, but I owe him a massive apology, because that was class. And I'm not getting carried away, but I have cancelled my hotel for Wembley because we're going straight up.
No, that's definitely not getting carried away. I think that was the thing though yesterday about those two players that you just mentioned, Jez and Ogle. They were so high up the pitch, and that was not the case last season, even against teams like Braintree, who we just didn't pin them back. And a massive, massive part of us, the press yesterday, was Hammond and Charsley, who I thought were absolutely brilliant in behind Fondop. They were everywhere. They look very similar from a distance as well. Like one's blonder and one's got slightly more ginger hair, but their stature, their physicality is very similar, and they just chased everything down. And they gave and Conlon and Gardner in behind then that little bit more space as well with the ball, and it just worked really well. Now I think that one thing that Braintree didn't really do is really test us like tactically through the game. They didn't make us force us into any real changes, did they? Hobson was really good with physicality. The physical side of his game today was really good. He's like, because those two, they're man mountains, them two, aren't they? It must have been a right, test to play against them. You just had to do the basics, didn't they? And just like use their bodies and keep sometimes just like shadowing the ball out of play and things like that. But they were immense, and it was really, really hard to pick a man of the match yesterday because there were so many contenders. It was it's just a question now of like how adaptable that team is, that playing really high like that when we're playing teams that have got that threat down the side that are going to be challengers a bit and putting balls in behind and stuff like that. We'll have to see how they're able to mix it up. But I mean, I don't know. It's weird having start after last season, Southend, all the adjectives that Andy found to describe how bad it was. We don't need to worry about that now. For today, we can just enjoy. We can bathe in the glory of a 3-0 win over Braintree. I mean, when we were chatting to Darren and Micky, I was chatting to him off mic, and said to Darren, said, obviously we really, really need to win that game against Braintree, and I didn't want to say it before. But he said, but really, there's no excuse not to. He said, like, the preparation that we've had, the players we've signed, how, where we are compared to Braintree, and that's the whole truth. There was no excuse really. We should be turning over teams like that, comfortable 3-0 win, and we did. Whereas last season we just weren't doing it, were we? We were just, and that was the major frustration. We had poor teams coming to Boundary Park and making them look like Brazil because we were giving them all the time and space in the world to pass the ball around and make us look daft. We just did not let them do that yesterday. And we earned the right to win that game at a canter. So it was all really positive.
It's like when Month got the ball at the edge of the area and just went on that run in the first 2 minutes. He just went forward with it. And it was just like, I'm liking this. Because I weren't worried because I knew that Raglan and Hobson were there. Do you know what I mean? And also, like, Jez held back and so did Ogle. So it looked like them fight, like that back five. I know it was inverted wing backs and stuff, but they all looked like they'd been playing together for a long, long time. And it just looked like every time they went forward, there was a corner, there was no nervousness because it, like, Monthe with his touch, he made time for himself when he got the ball. He sort of looked for an actual pass rather than just oofing it. You know what I mean? Raglan, his distribution in the first 15 minutes or so was a bit, a lot to be desired. But again, Hobson's not that sort of player either. He just tackles, and after the game, he had a massive black eye, so he must have been caught off that Effiong because he had like a big black eye. And I was like, how did you get that? He went, "You've never played against Effiong, have you?" I was like, "No." He started laughing. He said it was accidental, but they just look good. And that ball from Gardner from the 18-yard box straight to Jez. That was class. That for the first goal, wasn't it? And
it really was.
The finish as well was really, really measured and calm, and it was just like, imagine Divine Green getting that last season. It would have gone over, wouldn't it, or wide, or it's just the level.
Well, that was the thing. It was that moment, wasn't it? Because the ball was so perfect. Like, I know the defender was trying everything to get on it, but it was just too perfect. He just couldn't get it. It dropped to his feet, and then it was all that moment, wasn't it? Of like, is he gonna put this away? Like. And it was almost, it sounds a bit daft. It's not a season defining moment, but it sets the tone for the season when he picks that ball up, runs through, slots that away. Not all of us, like you said, previous seasons wouldn't have been surprised for that not to win, but to just take it so calmly, instant fan favourite status as a result. I mean, it wasn't the only great thing he did that first half. He was getting down the line. He was causing them all kinds of issues, but it just set the tone, Adam, didn't it? We were like, when we were like looking across at each other during the game and stuff, it was just that kind of, this is more like it, isn't it?
Yeah. And that ball from Gardner was special. But I think a large part of that comes from the confidence in the players he's playing with, because I don't think last season that ball would have been played. I think Jez's first touch yesterday was exceptional. On the run, do you know what I mean? Into feet, everything. Yeah. I thought it was really, really impressive. I've seen him a couple of times, obviously in pre-season. I thought, what, he looks good. Got the ball down, run at people. His end product was lacking a little bit in pre-season, but it's pre-season. kind of agree with Mel, and it's largely kind of meaninless in it. It's the real season that counts. But yeah, I thought he was great yesterday. But that ball from Gardner, what made it even better was just the defender just looking in awe, because like I said, the defender he almost just watched it go over him like I can't even get to it. You know what I mean?
No. And then it dropped perfectly at his feet and he was away. And then, it was just so nice to have it, debutants like that come onto the pitch, played tremendously well. Everything went right for Melon yesterday. No bookings, no injuries. He was able to make his substitutions when he wanted to. Jez went off to a fantastic evasion. Really must have really, really enjoyed that. I must have been thinking, wow, what a dream debut this has been. And then, everybody who came on the pitch then just sort of slotted in and kept things moving, kept the momentum going. I think you're right about Kitchen. I think when he came on, you could see the difference. I think he put one or two decent balls in, but he's just not as offensive minded, is he? He just isn't kind of as hungry to get forward and didn't have the same threat. Caprice did though when he came on the right hand side, didn't he? He looked good.
It was a model performance.
Indeed, Dave. Sorry. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
But if you think about I'll just go back to the debutants, right? If you think the dross that we've had over the years, Jacob Blythe, San Francis Angol, these were the debutants that we were getting under the previous regime. Do you know what I mean? And they were just so bad. But we've actually signed some quality players like Manny Monte, Charnsley. He looked really good, although he wasn't involved in the play. His movement off the ball was outstanding. He was dragging defenders away from, away from Conlon, so he could pick that pass. I thought Conlon looked a different player yesterday. It was it was his debut because he was tackling. He had this swagger about him. He looked like nothing fazed him. Gardner was just sort of picking balls up. Hammond was unbelievable yesterday, and he's got a year left. Get him another year straight away, because he is out. I thought he was outstanding towards the end of last season. He's such a good player, that Hammond. Honestly, he's going to be special this season.
I wonder. Because getting good relationships on the pitch is really important. Having consistency and things like that. And I thought Charsley and Hammond in behind Fondop worked really, really well yesterday. I'm just wondering. I was thinking about this. Obviously he brought Fondop off. He put Reed on. He had the one up top. When Norwood's back, when Garner's back, when we've got four strikers on the bench, possibility of maybe bringing another one in at some point, who knows? But how are we going to play? Are we going to play like that with those two in behind one striker? Are we going to? Is it going to be horses for courses kind of thing? Do you think he'll play different formations against different sides, or what?
Well, Norwood's not a target man, is he? Let's have it right. He wants to have it on the floor. He wants it on the deck. So I think Charnsley and Hammond could work that role, but you'd need someone to up top like Garner or Fondop to knock it down. So someone's going to go by the wayside, either Charnsley or Hammond, because let's face it, Gardner and Conlon will try. If we've got them fit to start, they'll start pretty much every game, won't they, in that midfield? I think so. I think Charnsley and Hammond will be fighting for a place, in my opinion. What do you think, Adam?
I don't particularly think we do need a big man up top. I see your point. I think a lot of the time yesterday we did. Hudson played it out to the back three, and then the kind of we played from there. And on the occasions he did go long, there was several occasions yesterday where he plays it into the channel for Ogle to run onto. Likewise, Kitchen does a really good job of that when he came on yesterday. I don't think Jez has particularly got that in his locker, but I don't think we need a big man if we're playing the wing backs up that high. I think they can do that kind of long ball flick on job. But again, I agree with you. I think Fondop did really well yesterday, but I'm more excited about Norwood in that front three there with Hammond and Charsley or Kay or whoever else comes into that. Because I think the thing that Fondop lacked yesterday was that interplay, that kind of 1-2 kind of in behind. So yeah, I think. Well, that wasn't even our strongest side yesterday. I was really impressed. So,
Fondop's. Go on, Dave.
He was unlucky to get that goal chalked off as well, because there was no way he did anything wrong. Basically, the defender ran into him and he just got the ball, and the keeper sort of like chickened out and it just completely missed it. But the referee, honest to God, how bad was he? So bad. That penalty as well. Oh, sickening. You've
got to give a shout out to Matt Hudson, and also got to give a shout out to the Rochdale Road End, because I think the Rochdale Road End really got in his head. Like it was good. It was like yesterday was great. The players responded. They gave us something to shout about. The crowd got behind the team. They got a penalty just before half time. The Rochdale Road End, I'm sure the rest of the ground were doing it as well, but I could hear it from where we was whistling. We were like, it was all jeers and really kind of like booing and all that, and he stepped up, and it was a poor penalty. It was a good save. He was buzzing, Matt Hudson, with the save. He was absolutely delighted. It meant so much to him to save it, and keep the clean sheet. But all those things are really, really promising signs where we're doing what we need to do. We're getting on the backs of the opposition. We're getting behind our own team, and Boundary Park hasn't felt like that for a long time, especially on the opening game of the season. I know we haven't had a home game for a couple of seasons, but it was a great foundation for the rest of the season. There's absolutely no reason. I mean, I said to you before, Dave, thankfully I didn't have my brother that wasn't there yesterday, so he'd have been picking holes in it all day. He would have been like, well, this should have been 10-0. But, there is probably an argument we could have scored more goals against that team. But look, I mean, 3-0 at any level is a comprehensive win, and there were so many positives to take away from it. Speaking of the Rochdale Road, though, I'm not Adam, if you know what was going on. There was a bit of aggro with stewards yesterday, wasn't there? What was all that about?
It was hilarious.
Yeah, to be fair, like I didn't see the start of it, but I did see from the point of the two stewards squaring up, and yeah, it was absolute comedy. And even when he went off through his bib and turned around, and then he came back out, and everyone's cheerioing him off, and the wave and everything. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely class. To be fair, I think the stewards have been pretty poor for the past year or so. I don't know what company we're using, but that on my positives and negatives list I've made, it's mostly positives, and of the two negatives, stewards is one of them. Yesterday, because of the food prices and stuff, I started sneaking drinks in, and no one even checked my bag yesterday. So long may it continue.
Adam walking in with his bottle of Captain Morgan's there. I'm joking.
Was that a soft drink or what are you talking about?
Soft drinks, Matt. Yeah.
You're not allowed to take soft drinks in, though?
You can take water in.
They always take them off you.
You should be allowed to take staying hydrated is.
You're allowed
legal.
to take water in. Water's allowed.
Yeah. Right.
UK law, that.
Yeah.
The other bit from the Rochdale Road then yesterday was our friend of the show on the phone, in Danny Fairbrother, putting his head on a ball that went out of play, and he absolutely nailed it with his head. It was just, I was sat in the Joe Rollstat, and it was a proper Jobson-esque sort of clearing header. It was so funny. It was so funny. It was class.
Yeah, well, no one's beaten Danny to a header, are they?
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
He's certainly a towering presence. So yeah. It
was just a good atmosphere yesterday. Even when we had a little few spells towards the end of the first half where we just started messing around with it on the edge of the area, of our own area, and I just thought, don't start that again. But then, like Manny Monte just went up to Hudson were going mad, and Manny Monte was just telling him, just calm down, play it out, just go forward, stop going backwards, and he's like, stop messing with it on the edge of the area. But he's like, for 29 as well, he's just like, I just think he's fantastic. He's such a canny signing that, with all his league experience. He looks so good, and it's just a proper assured performance from him.
He is a Manny Mountain, and I was thinking yesterday about a song for him. It's so the Shamans, Move Any Mountain. He's a blue Manny Mountain.
That's good.
That's an option. So I'll leave that one hanging there. You know what? It's funny. One of the funny moments yesterday was Raglan went up for a header with one of their two strikers. I'm not sure which one it was, but they both went up for it, and they both went up. Arched their heads back and bodies back and flew himself in, and Raglan just bounced he hit him and then he just went boing and just bounced off him because they were absolutely ginormous and they didn't really. I'm not sure any of them actually had a shot on goal through the whole game. To be honest with you, but that physical presence was nullified. By our three centre halves who threw themselves at absolutely everything. Like you said, Dave, Hobson's there with a black eye. I'm sure they were all a bit bruised and battered after that game. But the physical presence, the stature throughout the whole team was far better. You know, we looked like an intimidating side now after that performance. And it's not just all about stature. It's not all about size, but just throughout the team, the way that they were tackling, the way that they were getting stuck in. Ogle, like he's an absolute, you can tell he's like he's a Mustang, and he's not scared of anything with his lovely locks of flowing hair. It's just that aggression. Hammond and Charsley, we're just getting stuck in. We're just all over you. They just wouldn't give anybody a moment's peace. You've got Fondop, who's obviously, we all know his commitment and how he gets stuck in. So there's loads of aggression all over that pitch as well, and that was great to see.
I thought Reed, when he came on, caused them a problem as well, because obviously Fondop was like, going up for every header, but he was trying to get in behind, and he nearly got on the end of it in his first touch, didn't he? It's a different dynamic to bring on. I appreciate you've got Norwood still injured, Garner still injured, but even Reed's had a massive part to play yesterday because he
looked quick, didn't he? Reed when he came on, he looked.
They all looked fit. Really fit and really conditioned.
All right, Dave, you're getting a boner for them all.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Regan's mullet. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh, they all look really fit.
But they did look fitter. Like,
no, they did. Yeah.
They look really assured, and I thought it was fantastic.
I think it was something that Susanna put out from the Times, but Fondop talking about pre-season, about it was the toughest pre-season that they've done. It was 6 days a week, and then even on the day off, they had to, maintain, certain disciplines and stuff, and they were, yeah. Ogle's like got a hair care routine. This is trademarked. Listen, if we don't see Ogle mullets for sale in the Athletic store, I'm going to be very disappointed. So just put that out there to Jimmy and the guys. Let's have them. And it's he said he's come back feeling stronger and fitter, and he. For the hour 75 minutes he was on the pitch, Fondop, he just chased absolutely everything down. I think that point about the link up that you made before, Adam, with Fondop, he's a bit more sort of one-minded, isn't he? His game is about the ball. I want the ball, chasing defenders, chasing the space. He'll get on the end of it if someone gives it to, like his goal followed up. It was a great save from their keeper, actually, from Charsley or Hammond. And then he was just there to put it in. But like you say, he's not sort of interplay 1-2s and things like that. But he's so direct, and he was just charging down on the goal. And his fitness looked great. He was doing that for the whole time he came on. And it was just, Lundstrom came on. He's a fit lad. Anyway, but he didn't really have the chance to impact the game that much, to be fair. But and then, like Mellon said, he's got players there in reserve that he wasn't even able to use that he feels are going to contribute. So have we got enough now based on what we've seen so far? Do we need to make any more signings if we're going to be genuine title contenders? Could we be genuine title contenders? What do you think, lads?
Go on, Adam. You go first, mate.
I think we are genuine title contenders, Matt. I know, like I said before, Mellon's done an incredible job of playing it down and playing down expectation. And I don't want to whip everyone up and get everyone excited, but because I think that's going to have a detrimental effect. So let's just calm it down a bit, like Mellon says. But I think we're not got the depth. I don't think. Look at yesterday's bench. We've got one midfielder and one striker on the bench. And I know we've got Kay, Garner and Norwood to come back, but if we get a couple of injuries throughout the season, we don't have the depth there. And potentially we could tap into the loan market, but I think it'd be nice to see some extra bodies in there.
I think with the terms of the loan market, I think we're much more likely to get decent loans if we are sitting like in the top three of the division and playing really good football, and players are potentially going to be involved in a promotion campaign. Personally, I think 11th is probably about where we'll finish. What do you reckon, Dave?
11th. No, after yesterday, you can't fault it. It was amazing. It was really, really assured, and I was very nervous. And to be fair, I've not seen many friendlies, but I think we need that Matt Smith money that we put aside, because allegedly we'd offered him a 2-year deal and he wouldn't have been on cheap wages. You could use that to get 2 decent players of National League level, and I think there's still a few on free, like on a free transfer. I think the midfield, everyone was wondering about creativity. If we can keep Gardner fit and Conlon, because even Conlon put some good balls in yesterday, and I think we need another winger just as backup for Ogle. But then again, Caprice did fantastically well. But it's really tough. It's really tough. But you just need that more depth, don't you? Maybe they're not going to be a first team starter. They're going to be just as backup, But it's really tough after that display yesterday.
Well, I brought my mate Mo yesterday because Si wasn't there, so he came along, and he was saying, he'd seen us play last season, and he was like, "Wow, this is completely different kettle of fish compared to last season." And it got me thinking with that winning start, and like you said, Adam, it's really important not to get carried away. It's really important to just maintain, like Micky Mellon, one game at a time, just keep going through it that way. But when we did last win a league title back in 1991, we were in the top 2 all season. And that starts with that, with the first game, and just maintaining that. And it's really, what a fantastic achievement that was when we won that, with the second division title by staying in the top 2 all season. But if you're gonna set the bar early, you've got to do it. And like Wealdstone now on Saturday, got to go down there and do the same thing. Professional performance. We're not going to win every game 3-0. We've struggled against Wealdstone since we come down. When you look at the list of the teams in the division, it's not like any of the teams that we've said, "Oh yeah, we've caught really well against." We've struggled against at least once. We've struggled against most of them, haven't we? So this is new territory for us. We've not been comfortable in this division at all, and so our expectations are based around that. We knew every team we look at, we're going to be like, apart from the ones we haven't played yet, like Tamworth and Boston. But Fylde, we really struggled against. Gateshead, we've really struggled against. There's been real teams that have been real bogey teams for us, and I think that's the marker of where we're at when we go up against these teams now, how we cope. How do we cope against Wealdstone on Saturday? They like to play a bit of football, don't they? They've passed it around us plenty of times. But Adam, you've got a car full, haven't you? Ready for next week, I think you said.
Yeah, all ready to go for next week. Yeah, got my ticket for Aldershot as well. So yeah, probably have another car full there. It's really looking forward to away days now. I've really missed, just getting full day out. You know what I mean? It's not just a day away from the kids, but you know what I mean. It's just, it's just a great day out. Like I honestly loved it. And last season as well. Like shout out to Latics Lift as well. Through the foundation, tapped into that a couple of times to fill spaces in the car, and that's a really, really good incentive. So just if anyone listening, if you've got a space in your car, reach out to Latics Lift. If you want to get down, and do you know what I mean. It's definitely cheaper than getting the train or the official coaches or anything. So yeah, really good incentive.
And you might make the odd new friend.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I think it's a bit of a mixed bag, Matt. I'm not going to be honest. I'll be honest, but yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, that's our fan base. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and you get to meet different people, and yeah, I think every day out's been really good, no matter who is in the car. So yeah, I'll definitely continue to do that this season if I've got spaces.
Nice one.
Well, I was looking at the results yesterday, and like like Aldershot, like for 2-0 up against Forest Green, they came back 3-2, and then it went with 3-3. Gateshead were 5-1 against Ebbsfleet. Southend and York drew. Hartlepool beat Yeovil 1-0. But Sheeran played out of this world, allegedly, with the Hartlepool fans. He said, so I'm glad that he's found his level. Filed 1 against Solihull. So Mick Horton hat-trick again. Surprise, surprise. So, and Rochdale, they've kept hold of that Devante Rodney, haven't they? Which I think was really, really good bit of business from them. And he scored 2 in a 3-0 win against Boston. So, yeah. And Wilston got beat off Dagenham and Redbridge as well. So, interesting.
Yeah. It's one of them, innit? This division, though. You look at the results one week, and then you look at them the week after, and you think, well, how did that happen based on last week's results? But I mean, we've got to be taking points against teams like Southend and York, and the teams that you fancy are going to be up and around the top of the division. I mean, Gateshead have set a good marker out there, haven't they? Scoring 5 is on the opening game of the season is. And
who scored the opening goal? Callum Whelan.
Did he?
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think you've just got to win your own games, and if you put in performances like you did yesterday against Braintree, and you can make that, as you keep on saying, make Mahondra Park a fortress, and the fans get behind the team, because there was no groaning yesterday or morning, and I think that also when we were 2-0 up in the second half, we didn't chase the goals down. We managed the game out very well. We were still attacking, but we sort of just took the foot off the gas. I thought we were just a bit more. We didn't run ourselves into the ground, because obviously the depth of the squad is going to be the issue this season unless we get a few more in. But they sort of just measured the game out, and they got the goal to get it to 3-0. But going back to that penalty, if they'd have scored that, it could have been a completely different game, and it would have. Not that I wanted them to score, but it would have been interesting to see how Latics reacted in that second half if Braintree had been given that dubious rubbish, never a penalty, because it wasn't a penalty, never.
And that is official, because it's by the king of the laws. So
most certainly is.
I know what you mean about that goal. I really wanted to keep a clean sheet against Braintree, because I didn't think they deserved to score, and I thought we a clean sheet was fair. So I was happy when he saved the penalty, and then. Other than that, I didn't feel that they were ever going to score, or they were ever going to get back in the game. It felt they had one shot, which kind of a volley, which just went past the post. But really, it felt really comfortable. I never thought, oh, we're going to throw this away, or it just looked like a team that was in control of that game. And I'm like you said, Dave, it'd be really interesting to see how we react now if we do go a goal ahead, and then maybe next week they equalise or whatever. We had to see how the team respond. But that the desire for the team yesterday was to keep pressing, keep getting forward, not sit back, not start umphing it long. And it was a completely different looking side yesterday. It was just they did everything right, and with all the substitutions, getting players on, minutes in legs, etc. It was the perfect opening. Start to the season. It really was.
Yeah, and I just think again, there was nothing to really criticise at all, of any performance, apart from when Dan Gardner went down holding the back of his calf. Everyone went, didn't they? Did you see the sort of everyone held the breath, didn't he? And then he got back up, and he looked okay. And then after the game, he came out, and I said, "Are you injured?" And he went, "No, just a bit tight here and there, but it's what could be expected after the game." So yeah, it was. It was a bit heart in mouth moment, weren't it? That when Gardner went down. But
like that all season with him, though, won't it? Hopefully they'll be able to sort of manage him a bit through the season, and he'll not have to play, every minute of every game. I don't think that.
But you've got Kay's coming back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
it's all good stuff. Right? Should we put Adam through Latics' mind?
Have you got the question?
I have, yeah. I've got
Thank
the questions. You spoke to the reigning Latics mind at the beginning of the show, didn't you, on the Fanzone? Paddy.
Paddy, yeah, he was in good form, actually.
Sensational score last season. Did he get 9 or 10?
I think it was 9, I think it was, mate.
It was pretty good anyway. So he's been a bit mourning because he didn't get any prize. But
Well, he went on the fans only this season. That's your prize.
well, he met you, didn't he? I mean,
Well-
what more does he want? God.
Goodness sake.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not about prizes; it's about pride, and it's about just kudos. So, but obviously, in Paddy's, would rather have a voucher or something. But anyway,
Typical
he's
Tory.
like, well, I know. He's like, I know I'm the Latics man. But anyway, Adam might come in now and score 12 for all we know, and just be
And
like,
he might not.
he might not.
Yeah.
How did you
I'll
do
keep
last time,
score.
Adam?
Both times I've done it, it's my third time. I've got one each time, so one's the score to beat.
Not going to be
Incremental
12, then, is it?
improvements, mate.
Incremental improvements.
I'll keep score.
All right. Who scored Latics' first goal in a 2-2 draw at Wolves in the FA Cup third round in 2007?
Richie Wellens.
Incorrect. It was Paul Warne. Old Grounds. Who scored Latics' last goal at the Dell?
Sean McCarthy.
Incorrect. It was Rick Holden. Which goalkeeper made his Latics debut in the ZDS Cup at Everton in 1991?
Paul Gerrard.
Incorrect. It was John Keeley. How many league clean sheets had Matt Hudson kept up until the 19th of February 2024?
1.
It was 9. Joe Royal, Jimmy Frizzle, and which other manager have won league titles for Latics?
Pass.
Who did Sean McCarthy score? Oh dear, what did I press then? Who? Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Who did Sean McCarthy score his first Latics goal against?
Man United.
It was Southampton. Who did Ian Dowie get his first Latics win against?
Millwall.
It was Peterborough. 1-0 away. Mike Fondop has been sent off 3 times whilst at Latics. Who did he receive the first of those red cards against?
Wrexham.
It was Halifax at home. Which winger did Latics sign from York City on deadline day 1999, and he shares the same surname as the author of the Latics Mind Questions?
Pass.
Which former Manchester United youth centre-back did Latics sign from Plymouth on loan in 2008-2009?
Pass.
Which former Aston Villa and Walsall striker had 2 fruitless spells with Latics between 2008 and 2009?
Oh, fuck. Pass.
Which defender did Latics loan... Started to finish. Which defender did Latics loan from Manchester United in 2012?
Kieran Lee.
It was Reece Brown.
Oh.
Do you want to do that again?
No.
It's not the way it works, mate. Okay, so you got the passes. You see if you know these, Dave. Joe Royal, Jimmy Frizzle, and which other manager have won league titles for Latics?
Jack Rowley.
It's George Hardwick.
Oh.
The other pass was, which winger did Latics sign from York City on deadline day 1999? And he shares his surname with the author of the Latics Mind questions.
Someone Lee.
No, it's Prendergast, isn't it?
All right, is it? Oh god.
Yeah, Rory Prendergast.
I don't know
Yeah.
that.
No, never even heard of him. Which former Man United youth centre-back did Latics sign from Plymouth on loan in 2008-2009?
No, sorry.
You don't remember Hansi Al-Jofri?
Oh, of course. He's not a centre-back, he's a left-back. So that's probably what threw the question.
Right,
Bad question. So
I'd have got it if you'd have said left back.
Oh, well, I should have just said that if it would have been defender, you'd have got it, yeah? Which former Aston Villa and Walsall striker had two fruitless spells with Latics between 2008 and 2009?
Chris Lightfoot.
Darren Byfield.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
Byfield was the one I was thinking of.
Oh,
Should have said it, mate.
Well, I thought of it after, Matt.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. Listen, it's the pressure, in it. It's the pressure of the
it is.
Latics mind. Yeah.
The lack of
Oh, well.
knowledge.
Hey, he kept a
that
clean
doesn't help
sheet.
either, Dave.
He kept a clean sheet, Adam.
Yeah, it's first clean sheet of the season. There
Hey,
you
and
go
you've
for
got a
me.
goalie top on as well, haven't you?
Yeah, there we go.
Which season's that from?
I think it's 96, 97. Dave will probably correct me.
97,
Right,
98.
Kelly. Yeah.
It's the keeper shirt that goes with the blue and red hooped shirt, home shirt. Is it that one?
Correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, correct. Thanks. Yeah,
1 point.
so I think that's
you got more
good.
points than Adam.
That's rare. I'm bloody rubbish. I'm not sure how many of them I would have got either, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. We've made it through the end to the end of the show, and no fuss. Just a very the performance, just a very competent performance, just from start to finish, front to back. You know, nothing fancy, just a solid podcast.
Gritty. It's a gritty podcast.
Gritty. Does our podcast represent the people of Oldham in the same way that Micky Mellon's side is ultimately going to?
It's very much like a mullet, the podcast, isn't it? Business on top, fun down below.
Fun down below. So yeah, can we just reiterate that the Boundary Park Alert System podcast, We Are Oldham, .co.uk would like to see Regan Ogle mullets in the club shop ASAP. If they don't do that, then it might have to be a merchandise feature that we put on our own website. If you do have some spare hair, please send it to PO Box 123 sexy at
Sexyville,
whatever. But yeah, so maybe we'll go around collecting hair. I don't know. It's very much I'm very much blue sky
just
thinking here, Dave.
It's got to be hair off your head. Can't stress that enough.
I can't stress that enough. No pubes. Okay, so Adam. yeah. Don't be going into the bathroom picking them off his soap. We're not having that. Nice one. I knew it. And in the words of Peep Shaw, I knew it would degenerate, Dave. Yeah. Adam, thanks for joining us, mate.
No, my pleasure, guys.
I hope to see you next week at Wheelstone because I think I might be having some of that. Dave, you fancy Wheelstone next week?
Yeah, if you're driving.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Might have
Have you got any injuries at the minute that are prohibiting you from driving?
No, I just don't want to drive.
Right, but
I've got a bad knee.
He's always got an injury, Dave. Right, well, that's brilliant. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for stepping in for Andy there, Dave, today.
It's okay, mate.
I'd just like to thank you on behalf of all the listeners for stepping in. I'm sure they're all very, very happy that you're here. Adam, thank you very much for coming along. Well done on your clean sheet.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you all we'll see you on Wednesday for the phone-in.
You'll be solo though, won't you?
Oh yeah, I was solo. You've had all your sexy day for 1 week. No more.
No more.
Are you going to say something, or are you just
No.
deeply?
Just like, trying to breathe.
Right. See you later.
See you
Bye.
later.